A tycoon indy backer who rubbed shoulders with former First Ministers Nicola Sturgeon and Humza Yousaf has been nailed alongside two restaurant bosses over a huge VAT scam. Dodgy accountant 67-year-old Khalid Javid recklessly made false statements on HMRC returns that cost the taxman more than £136,000. Leading restaurateurs Antonio Carbajosa, who's 41, and 44-year-old Kevin Campbell were also busted in the probe. The pair ran a group of venues in Glasgow, including Cranside Kitchen, Pickled Ginger and Halloumi. Carbajosa and Campbell previously pleaded guilty to VAT fraud totalling £682,882 between November 2011 and October 2016. Khalid, who repeatedly posed for pics with Miss Sturgeon, including at Butte's house, meantime admitted recklessly making a statement which was false in that he submitted VAT returns for two companies. He had been due to stand trial at the High Court in Glasgow today, but pleaded guilty. Carbajosa and Campbell were sentenced to 3 years each for their crimes, while sentence was deferred on Khalid. The court heard that Carbajosa and Campbell were associates who ran various restaurants and takeaways across Glasgow. It was stated that the pair acted together in a coordinated way in the lucrative scam. The men suppressed the true value of sales for the limited companies that were registered. Javid's accountancy firm, K.A. Javid & Co., were instructed by Carbajosa and Campbell. The accountant created the Dodgy Geo's VAT returns and dealt with other matters such as PAYE, corporation tax, as well as annual returns to Companies House. Carbajosa and Campbell, meantime, were responsible for creating and maintaining business records to calculate VAT. Prosecutor Wojciech Jadelski said Carbajosa and Campbell did not comply with VAT requirements in order to profit in the longer term from their restaurant businesses by not accounting for all of their VAT due to HMRC. Carbajosa and Campbell were also able to take more money out of the companies as their personal income than they otherwise would have been able to do so. The hearing was told that VAT was to be added to goods and services supplied, which would be accounted to HMRC. Despite some of the businesses selling sushi takeaway food, which required no VAT, most of the supplies were subject to 20%. The offending came to light of the HMRC investigators due to initial discrepancies in returns from two of the businesses. This resulted in Operation Keyholder, and a forensic accounting report was prepared between August 2012 and October 2016. Furthermore, three of the companies were not registered for VAT and did not pay tax on sales generated by them. Mr. Jadelski said this was done personally or through Khalid Javid and or his staff on VAT returns submitted to HMRC. Carbajosa and Campbell knew that the sales information provided in the VAT returns were false. The Advocate Deputy stated that HMRC made a total loss of £136,576 from Javid's actions. Mr. Jadelski said, in relation to two of the companies, Mr. Javid recklessly made statements in the relevant VAT returns which were false. This included failing to give the correct sales and output VAT, as well as seek clarification from the two men about figures. It was also said a 20% reduction to all sales figures without a proper factual basis was carried out. Javid of Steps in Lanarkshire has twice posted pics on social media of him at Edinburgh's Butte's house with ex-Nats chief Miss Sturgeon. In another, he's seen speaking at a Scots Asians for Independence event before the 2014 referendum, watched by then First Minister Alex Salmond and Miss Sturgeon. And a snap posted in 2019, but thought to be from years earlier, shows him alongside new SNP leader Mr Yousaf. Javid was linked to a Holyrood probe in 2010 after it emerged he'd paid £2,000 at a Glasgow auction event with the then Deputy First Minister Nicola Sturgeon. Javid had bid £260 the previous year for a tour of the Scottish Parliament. Following the SNP saying that none of these events had taken place and no donations had been received, the complaints against Miss Sturgeon and then First Minister Alex Salmond were dismissed.